Hello guys, welcome back to Algots. Today we would be discussing this famous interview question, and the question name is maximum triplet sum. Right. So first let's read the problem statement and let's then proceed to the solution. Right. So the problem says that we are given an array of positive integers and the array is of size n, and we need to find the maximum sum of a triplet a of I plus a of j plus a of k such that I is less than j is less than k and they are within the bounds of the array. Similarly, the three indexes for which we choose the maximum sum, they should also satisfy this property that a of I is less than a of j is less than a of k. So the indices should also be in increasing order and the values at those indices should also be in increasing order, and we need to find such three indices such that the sum of all of these is as maximum as possible, right? Okay, so here is our sample case. We have 7 elements, and here the elements are 2, 5, 3, 6, 1, 4, 1. So first let's discuss our approach and then we will run it over our sample case, right? Okay, so the first approach which comes to our mind is a brute force approach, which can be done by running three nested loops basically, one for I, other for j, and the last one for k, and then by putting some if and else in the nested loops for these conditions that a of I should be less than a of j should be less than a of k, we can compute our maximum sum. Now this approach would take time in order of n cube, right? So it is not efficient and we need to optimize it further, right? Okay, so what can we do better is, we know that our indices should be in increasing order, right? Let's say we have a sample array like this, right? Now what if I had fixed the jth element to be this, right? Let's say we have the jth element fixed. Now I need to find the maximum element in this range and the maximum element in this range for the left and for the right part. This would be for I and this would be for k, right? Now we need to find the maximum element in both the parts, bounding to the condition that the maximum element we find in this range should be less than the jth element and the maximum element which we find in this range should be greater than the jth element, right? So imposing these two conditions, we need to find the maximum element in both the parts. Now for this approach we would run one loop for fixing the jth element, right? So j would be going from 1 to n minus 1, since we need at least one left element and at least one right element, right? Okay, and another loop of I would run from j minus 1 to 0, right? And other loop of k would run from j plus 1 to n, right? So basically this is nothing but a linear loop again over all of the complete array, and this is also a linear loop over the complete array, and both of these are nested. So the time complexity of this approach becomes in order of n square, right? So let's think if we can optimize it more better. We have optimized it from O of n cube to O of n square, right? Let's see if we can optimize it more. Okay, so now we know that we cannot remove the loop for the jth element, since we need to fix the jth element every time. Now where can we optimize this? Either for getting the left element or for getting the right element, right? Okay, let's see how can we get the right element in less time. Okay, so here comes the concept of maximum suffix array, right? So what can we do is we can build the maximum suffix array for our given array, right? And then if we build the maximum suffix array, then we can find the element which is maximum in the right part in order of one complexity. So let's see how this maximum suffix array is built. So let's take our example only. So our example was 2536141, right? So the example was 2536 1 4 1. So in this suffix array, let's name it as right max. Okay, so now if I need to find the maximum element in the right part of any jth element, the suffix I can do right max of j plus 1 in this suffix array. So first let's see how this suffix array is built and how we can use this property to get the maximum element in order of 1 complexity. So the suffix array, we would start building it from the end of the array. So for this element, there is no element to the right of it, so we store this element only as the maximum. Now coming here, the maximum would be maximum of this element and maximum of the suffix array, one index after, right? So maximum of 4 and 1, it becomes 4. Coming here, again maximum of 1 and 4, 4. Maximum of 6 and 4, it's 6. So maximum of 3 and 6, it's 6 again. Maximum of 5 and 6, it is 6 again. And maximum of 2 and 6, it is 6 again, right? So let's see how we can find the maximum element in the right using this property. So let's say I have fixed the jth element to be 5. Now I need to find the maximum element in this range. So what I can do is I can use this, because this element is storing the maximum of all the elements from starting from this till the end of the array, right? Since we started computing the maximum from the end, right? So I know the maximum element is 6. Let's search in this range 3 6 1 4 1, and yeah, the maximum element is 6. So now let's see for this is if we have fixed this as the jth element. So again I can do right max of j plus 1, which gives me 4, and the maximum in this range is 4 only, right? So now we can find the right maximum for any jth element in order of 1 complexity, right? Okay, so let's see now if we can optimize the left maximum element, right? Okay, so now our loop is running from 1 to n minus 1. Now for to get the kth element, the work is done in order of 1 complexity, right? So but still for the left part we are iterating from j minus 1 to 0. So still the time complexity is in order of n square, right? So we need to optimize the left part as well, right? Okay, so after seeing this right maximum suffix array, you would be thinking that we can build a left maximum prefix array, but that would not work, since for the right part the condition was that a of k should be greater than a of j, right? So we just found the maximum element and then we can check for a if condition, right? But in the left part, let's say if we were considering 3 here, right? So the left prefix array would give us that the maximum is 5, but 5 would not be less than 3, right? So we need to get the answer as 2 here, right? Okay, now what if I am on a jth index and I have the elements from 0 to j minus 1th index in a sorted order. So if these elements from 0 to j minus 1 were in sorted order, what can be done is that we can apply a binary search over these elements and then find the element which is as maximum as possible but is smaller than a of j, right? So for binary search, the time complexity is in order of log n, everyone knows, right? So if we can do this, but for that doing binary search, we need the elements should be in sorted order. So we need to think of some data structure which would keep the elements from 0 to j minus 1 index in a sorted order, right? So if we can achieve this, the final complexity would be, this loop would be running since we need to fix the jth element every time. For the left part, we would be able to apply binary search and that would give us an answer in order of log n time. For the right part, we have already built the right maximum suffix array, which is giving us the answer in order of 1 time. So our final complexity would be in order of n log n, right? So now we need to think of some data structure which would keep uh, the elements from 0 to j minus 1 in sorted order, right? Okay, so such a data structure exists, and that is basically a set, right? So what we can do is, when we are iterating from 1 to n minus 1, after we have done the operation for the jth element, we can push it in a set. So now inserting an element in a set takes time in order of log n, right? And then using binary search, we can use the lower bound function, and that would also take time in order of log n, right? So we can use a set data structure here, and the final complexity would be in order of n log n, which is the best time complexity possible for this problem, right? So next we would be discussing a dry run using this approach only over our sample case. Our sample case was 2 5 3 6 1 4 and 1, right? And firstly we would be needing an iterator j, which would go from 1 to n minus 1, right? So let's fix j here, and j would be initially 1, and it will go till n minus 1, where n is the size of the array, right? Okay, then we would also be needing a set which would store the elements from 0 to j minus 1 in sorted order. And since j is starting from 1, we would push this element to basically the 0th index element by default in our set. So our set would start from 2, right? And furthermore we also need the right maximum suffix array, so that we calculated above here, right? So let's make here as well. So it is 6 6 6 6 4 4 and 1, right? So this is the right maximum suffix array, right? Okay, so now let's start our dry run. So j is initially here, which is at the position 1. So for this, and this element is 5, so it comes out to be 5. Now we need to find the left and the right part, right? So we perform binary search over this set, and this has only one element, and that is smaller than 5, so we return 2 from here, right? And similarly for finding the writer element, we can do right max of j plus 1, which gives us right max of 2, which is 6 in this case. So it comes out to be 2 plus 5 plus 6, and this is 13, right? Okay, so we would need another variable which would keep track of the maximum sum. So let's keep track of the maximum sum. So initially it would be int underscore min, right? And now it's 13 is greater than this, so we do it as 13, right? So now j would be incremented and j becomes 2, right? So j comes here. Now let's, yeah, and after performing the operation for any jth element, we need to push it in the set as well, right? So as to obtain the elements from 0 to j minus 1 in sorted order for the next element, right? So we would push 5 into the set. So now the set looks like this, right? Now coming to this position, for this position the jth element is 3. Now let's see for the left and right part. So for the left part we would perform a binary search over this, and after performing a binary search over this part, we would be getting 2, since 2 is the maximum element possible, which is less than 3, right? So we get 2 here. And for the right part again, we see here we get 6, right? So 2 plus 3 plus 6 is 11, and 11 is less than 13, so we do not need to update this maximum sum. Proceeding further, and yeah, pushing 3 as well into the set. So now our sets looks like 2 3 and 5, right? Okay, so our set looks like 2 3 5. Okay, now j is incremented, it becomes 3, so j comes here. So now we have fixed the jth element to be 6. So now we apply binary search over this. So by applying binary search we get 5, since 5 is the maximum element possible, which is less than 6, right? And the jth element is 6 only. Now we need to search in the right part. So now you see here that the right part gives us 4. Now 4 is the maximum element possible in the right part of 6, but it is not greater than 6, right? So this triplet is invalid and we do not need to consider it for updating our maximum sum, right? So we just need to push this element 6 into our set, increment our j pointer and proceed further, right? So now j comes here, right? Okay, so now our jth element is 1. We need to search for the left and the right part. Now in the left part there is no such element which if we see in the set which is less than 1. So again this pair becomes invalid and we do not need to consider this triplet. So we just need to push 1 into our set. So pushing 1, now our set looks like 1 2 3 5 6. Increment j, so j comes here, right? Okay, coming to this element, now j is fixed at this, so the jth element is 4. Let's see for the left and the right part. So for the left part we need to search an element which is as maximum as possible but less than 4. So that element is 3, right? So now the left element becomes 3. Let's see for the right part. For the right part, the maximum element is 1. And since 1 is not greater than 4, this triplet again goes invalid and we need not consider this triplet. But if we would have found a maximum element which is greater than 4, then we would have considered this, right? Okay, so this triplet goes invalid and now our j goes to 6. J is at 6 only, right? So I think this is the end, because after when we increment our j and come here there is no right element. And yeah, we had already decided that we would run a loop from 1 to n minus 1 only, right? Okay, j should be less than n minus 1. Okay, so this comes to the end of our dry run and the maximum sum which we have found here is 13, right? And let's see how we got it. This triplet is 2 5 and 6, right? So considering this triplet we find the maximum sum to be 13, right? So I hope you would have understood the approach. The time complexity is in order of n log n and the space complexity is in order of n, since we need a set as well and we need another array for storing the right maximum suffix array, right? So if you like the video, do share and comment if you have any doubts. For further queries you can join our telegram group and the link is given in the description below. Thank you.